Hello everybody, it is Greg with DC Real Estate Marketplace, and today let's look at just a few slides for the real estate activity in Bethesda, Maryland, and it's late November 2011 to give you an idea of what kind of timeline we're going to be looking at. So I think most of these are 1 or 2 years, 2 years worth of activity. So the first one is the median asking price, which means obviously the homes are for sale that we're looking at. 2 years starting in maybe December of 2009 going through, like I said, late November 2011. And we're kind of right where we were when we started this graph. So the gold line is the trend line. 2 years ago, it was just a little bit over $1 million. Looks like $1,020,000. And if we go to the far right of the graph, we can see that now we're maybe at $1,030,000 or $35,000. So really, it's about where it was. Obviously, it went up quite a bit towards the end of 2010 and then again in the spring. But since the spring, as I'll show you on one of these other graphs, we've had a lot of homes come on the marketplace, so the rising inventory really pushed the price down. Average days on market, this is sort of a confusing one. I want to follow this a little bit longer, but 2 years ago we were about 110 days. That went up to 150, 160, depending on which line you look at. Fell back down to 85, 80. And right now, if you look at the trend line, it's about where we were, but the black line, the weekly data points, have just fallen off the map. So I'm kind of curious if that's just an oddity, maybe an outlier, something happened with the recordings of the data, but that looks really unnatural, something really going on there. So we'll have to follow that and look at it the next couple of weeks and see if that doesn't correct itself and sort of level out back where the other ones were. Now here's the inventory for Bethesda, and you can see that earlier this year in January, if we look at the black line, which is weekly data points, we're at 150 units, and then just a couple months later, maybe 5 or 6 months later, we've more than doubled that. So just that huge glut of inventory is really going to put a downward pressure on the prices. And this last one is called the Median Market Action Index, just sort of an overall health of the market. The higher the number on this graph, the healthier your market is, at least towards as far as the seller would be concerned, with 30 being a neutral market. And 2 years ago, on this one, I really prefer looking at the trend line, the gold line, not nearly as much variance. We were a little bit under 17.5, and right now we're a little bit above 17.5. So again, about where we were, maybe a little bit better as far as the overall health of the market, but we still have a ways to go before we get to a balanced or neutral market. So that's it, a real quick wrap up of Bethesda Real Estate. If you have any questions, visit our website right there at DC Real Estate Marketplace. Once you're there, you can send us an email. You can contact us with our phone number, and we'll be happy to help out any way we can. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.